The Syrian army continues its operations against armed terrorist organizations in different Syrian cities, killing a number of terrorists and injuring many others. And Syria's United Nations envoy says the wrong policies of some countries towards Syria are the main reason behind reaching the suffering of Syrian women and this degree of deterioration. And Iran inaugurates a new production line for manufacturing anti-ship cruise missiles. Good afternoon. This is news in English from the Syrian Arab Division in Damascus. Syria's permanent United Nations envoy Bashar al-Jaafari said that some obstinate countries ignore the wrong policies of their governments towards Syria were the main reason behind reaching the suffering of the Syrian women to this degree of deterioration due to the involvement of these governments in financing and arming terrorism. Al-Jaafari said in a statement at the United Nations 59th session of the Commission on the Status of Women that 4 years were enough to form a juncture in the life of Syrian women, who was besieged by fires of terrorism, extremism, killing, abduction, collective rape, sex slavery and coercive marriage to foreign terrorists. He added that after a long delay, the United Nations Secretary General, Security Council and the majority of member countries have recognized the reality of terrorism in Syria, but unfortunately this recognition was delayed as tens of thousands of Syrians have paid their lives and suffered the most ugliest forms of extremism and terrorism. In our local news, and in Daraa countryside to the south of the country, a Syrian army unit killed a number of terrorists and wounded others between al-Shaumara and al-Shayyah villages. While in Homs in central Syria, army units killed many terrorists and injured others in Al-Ghanto, Talbise and Wadi Nasibe to the west of Hesye in the countryside of the city. In Idlib, units of the army and armed forces destroyed armed terrorist organizations' hideouts, killing many terrorists in Haluz, Jidar, Bakfaloon, Ma'arrat Misrin, Jirin, Abu Dhur, Tel Salmo, and in the surrounding of Al-Arba'in mountain in the countryside of the city. In Lattakia, army units targeted terrorist gatherings in the city's northern countryside, killing scores of them, including non-Syrian terrorists. The terrorists killed included Al-Hajjaj al-Libi from Libya, Ammar al-Zinti from Jordan, and Uthman Fkihi from Egypt. The British The Times newspaper recently published a report about the ISIS terrorist organization attempt to collect money through selling artifacts stolen from Syria and Iraq. The paper added that the ISIS sold jewelry, pottery, pieces and metalwork in the Gulf states, referring that the deals usually take place through electronic ways. The Daily referred that according to the United States Customs Department, the artifacts that arrived to the United States from Syria and Iraq doubled during the past 3 years. Abkhazian Foreign Minister Vyashlov Sherpika said that his country hopes that Syrian government will be able to restore stability in the country and defeat terrorists, saying it is vital to restore peace to this beautiful and great country. According to Sherpika, who also said that Abkhazia looks forward to a speedy resolution to the series of political and military crises plunging the Middle East, noting that these crises are a cause for concern for his country due to its close proximity to the region and the potential negative effects on Abkhazia politically and economically. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said that the Muslim Brotherhood organization is the source of extremism, thought and the spiritual leaders of all terrorist organizations in the world. Interviewed by the Washington Post newspaper, al-Sisi said that all terrorist organizations, including the ISIS, inspired their thought from the same source, referring that the Muslim Brotherhood organization changed Egypt into a hell. Iran and the major powers started talks at the United Nations regarding a draft Security Council resolution to lift sanctions imposed on Tehran in case a nuclear deal is signed between the two sides. The talks are held ahead of the negotiations scheduled to be resumed next week. Among the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council, Western diplomats affirmed that the resolution will take effect immediately after signing the deal on Iranian nuclear file. And in Bahrain, the peaceful demonstrations continued against the Bahraini regime and in solidarity with the detainees, especially the General Secretary of Al-Wifaq Committee, Al-Sheikh Ali Salman. The demonstrations started from Ad-Daya, Al-Sanabil and Al-Masallah to the west of the capital Al-Manama. The demonstrators set fire barriers in rejection of the Saudi occupation as they denounced the imprisonment of Sheikh Salman and asked for a just trial, stressing that authorities' choice of imprisoning him exacerbates the situation. Iran inaugurated the wide production line for the Sea Long Range and Anti-Marine Fleas cruise Al-Qadir, which is a locally made missile with 300 kilometers range, and delivered a number of missiles to the naval forces of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards. Defense Minister Major General Hossein Dahqan said that this new generation is capable of hitting the naval targets with heavy accuracy. Dahqan stressed on its high accuracy and speed of these missiles, as it will double the fighting capabilities of the air, sea and land armed forces in Iran. The plant, which was established in the framework of the resistance economy, is considered a great step in the technological defensive track for Iran. With this, we conclude our news for today. Thank you for watching. For more details about Syria and the region, and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website in English, www.syriaonline.sy. Now the latest business and market news with Nariman, but after a short break.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The Minister of Agriculture has stressed that the establishment of poultry is considered one of the most important sectors in the Arab nations for providing the local markets with eggs and chickens. During his meeting with the administrative board of the establishment, the minister called for making double efforts in order to improve the productivity and find substitutes for reducing the costs and achieving valuable production, showing that the establishment sales of main and secondary products for the year 2014 reached 4.3 billion Syrian pounds, with profit estimated at 203 million Syrian pounds. In order to promote and improve the tourism sector, the Minister of Tourism with the Housing Minister discussed ways for setting up a joint participation in investing a number of buildings, which are confiscated properties for the Tourism Ministry in Lattakia, while these estates can be invested through building youth housing projects between both ministries. Oil ended its weekly dealings down, increasing its losses to reach 9% and impacted by the US dollar raising and a warning from the International Energy Agency that the oil supply glut is increasing. Dealings of Damascus Stock Exchange exceeded 72,700,000 Syrian pounds during the last week, reaching 596,977 stocks, as the DWX index registered 1,237.30 points. And now over to some main currencies exchange rates according to the bulletin of the Central Bank of Syria. Ladies and gentlemen, this was our economic news for today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.